اوكي. وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. اللهم كن لوليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ياسين والقرآن الحكيم إنك لمن المرسلين على صراط مستقيم تنزيل العزيز الرحيم لتنذر قوما ما أنذر آباؤهم فهم غافلون وقد حق القول على أكثرهم فهم لا يؤمنون إنا جعلنا في أعناقهم أغلالا فهي إلى الأذقان فهم مقمحون وجعلنا من بين أيديهم ومن خلفهم سدا ومن خلفهم سدا فاغشيناهم فهم لا يبصرون وسواء عليهم أأنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون إنما تنذر من اتبع الذكر وخشي الرحمن بالغيب فبشره بمغفرة وأجر كريم إنا نحن نحيي الموتى ونكتب ما قدموا وآثارهم وكل شيء أحصيناه في إمام مبين واضرب لهم مثلا أصحاب القرية إذ جاء المرسلون إذ أرسلنا إليهم 2 فكذبوهما فعززنا بثالث فقالوا إنا إليكم مرسلون قالوا ما أنتم إلا بشر مثلنا وما أنزل الرحمن من شيء إن أنتم إلا تكذبون قالوا ربنا يعلم إنا إليكم لمرسلون وما علينا إلا البلاغ المبين قالوا إنا تطيرنا بكم لئن لم تنتهوا لنرجمنكم وليمسنكم منا عذاب أليم قالوا طائركم معكم أئن ذكرتم بل أنتم قوم مسرفون وجاء من أقصى المدينة رجل يسعى قال يا قوم اتبعوا المرسلين اتبعوا من لا يسألكم أجرا وهم مهتدون وما لي لا أعبد الذي فطرني وإليه ترجعون أأتخذ من دوني آلهة إن يردني الرحمن بضر لا تغن عني شفاعتهم شيئا ولا ينقذون إني إذا لفي ضلال مبين إني آمنت بربكم فاسمعون. قيل ادخل الجنة. قال يا ليت قومي يعلمون بما غفر لي ربي وجعلني من المكرمين. وما أنزلنا على قومه من بعده من جند من السماء وما كنا منزلين إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم خامدون. يا حسرة على العباد ما يأتيهم من رسول إلا كانوا به يستهزئون. ألم يروا كم أهلكنا قبلهم من القرون أنهم إليهم لا يرجعون. وإن كل لما جميع لدينا محضرون. وآية لهم الأرض الميتة أحييناها وأخرجنا منها حبا فمنه يأكلون. وجعلنا فيها جنات من نخيل وعناب وفجرنا فيها من العيون ليأكلوا من ثمره وما عملته أيديهم أفلا يشكرون. سبحان الذي خلق الأزواج كلها مما تنبت الأرض ومن أنفسهم ومما لا يعلمون. وآية لهم الليل نسلق منه النهار فإذا هم مظلمون. والشمس تجري لمستقر لها ذلك تقدير العزيز العليم. والقمر قدرناه منازل حتى عاد كالعرجون القديم. لا الشمس ينبغي لها أن تدرك القمر ولا الليل سابق النهار وكل في فلك يسبحون. وآية لهم أنا حملنا ذريتهم في الفلك المشحون وخلقنا لهم من مثله ما يركبون وإن نشأ نغرقهم فلا صريخ لهم ولا هم ينقذون إلا رحمة منا ومتاعا إلى حين. وإذا قيل لهم اتقوا ما بين أيديكم وما خلفكم لعلكم ترحمون وما تأتيهم من آية من آيات ربهم إلا كانوا عنها معرضين. وإذا قيل لهم أنفقوا مما رزقكم الله قال الذين كفروا للذين آمنوا أنطعم من لو يشاء الله أطعمه إن أنتم إلا في ضلال مبين. ويقولون متى هذا الوعد إن كنتم صادقين. ما ينظرون إلا صيحة واحدة تأخذهم وهم يخصمون فلا يستطيعون توصية ولا إلى أهلهم يرجعون. ونفخ في الصور فإذا هم من الأجداث إلى ربهم ينسلون. قالوا يا ويلنا من بعثنا من مرقدنا هذا ما وعد الرحمن وصدق المرسلون. إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم جميع لدينا محضرون. فاليوم لا تظلم نفس شيئا ولا تجزون إلا ما كنتم تعملون. إن أصحاب الجنة اليوم في شغل فاكهون هم وأزواجهم في ظلال على الأرائك متكئون لهم فيها فاكهة ولهم ما يدعون سلام قولا من رب رحيم. وامتازوا اليوم أيها المجرمون ألم عاهد إليكم يا بني آدم ألا تعبدوا الشيطان إنه لكم عدو مبين وأن اعبدوني هذا صراط مستقيم ولقد أضل منكم جبلا كثيرا أفلم تكونوا تعقلون هذه جهنم التي كنتم توعدون اصلوها اليوم بما كنتم تكفرون اليوم نختم على أفواههم وتكلمنا أيديهم وتشهد أرجلهم بما كانوا يكسبون ولو نشاء لتمسنا على أعينهم فاستبقوا الصراط فأنا يبصرون ولو نشاء لمسخناهم على مكانتهم فما استطاعوا مضيا ولا يرجعون ومن نعمره ننكسه في الخلق أفلا يعقلون وما علمناه الشعر وما ينبغي له إن هو إلا ذكر وقرآن مبين لينذر من كان حيا ويحق القول على الكافرين أولم يروا أنا خلقنا لهم مما عملت أيدينا أنعاما فهم لها مالكون وذللناها لهم فمنها ركوبهم ومنها يأكلون ولهم فيها منافع ومشارب أفلا يشكرون واتخذوا من دون الله آلهة لعلهم ينصرون لا يستطيعون نصرهم وهم لهم جند مهضرون فلا يحزنك قولهم إنا نعلم ما يسرون وما يعلنون أولم ير الإنسان أنا خلقناه من نطفة فإذا هو خصيم مبين وضرب لنا مثلا ونسي خلقه قال من يحيي العظام وهي رميم قل يحيي الذي أنشاها أول مرة وهو بكل خلق عليم الذي جعل لكم من الشجر الأخضر نارا فإذا أنتم منه توقدون أوليس الذي خلق السماوات والأرض بقادر على أن يخلق مثلهم بلى وهو الخلاق العليم إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون فسبحان الذي بيده ملكوت كل شيء وإليه ترجعون صدق الله العلي العظيم رحم الله من قرأ الفاتحة مع الإخلاص والصلوات.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد عن جابر بن عبد الله الأنصاري عن فاطمة الزهراء عليه السلام بنت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله قال سمعت فاطمة أنها قالت دخل علي أبي رسول الله في بعض الأيام فقال السلام عليك فقلت عليك السلام. قال إني أجد في بدني ضعفا فقلت له أعيذك بالله يا أبتاه من الضعف. فقال يا فاطمة ائتيني بالكساء اليماني فغطيني به. فأتيته بالكساء اليماني فغطيته به وسرت أنظر إليه وإذا وجهه يتلألأ كأنه البدر في ليلة تمامه وكماله. فما كانت إلا ساعة وإذا بولدي الحسن قد أقبل وقال السلام عليك يا أمه. فقلت وعليك السلام يا قرة عيني وثمرة فؤادي. فقال يا أمه إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة جدي رسول الله. فقلت نعم إن جدك تحت الكساء. فأقبل الحسن نحو الكساء وقال السلام عليك يا جدا يا رسول الله أتأذن لي أن أدخل معك تحت الكساء؟ فقال وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا صاحب حوضي قد أذنت لك. فدخل معه تحت الكساء. فما كانت إلا ساعة وإذا بولدي الحسين قد أقبل وقال السلام عليك يا أمه. فقلت وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا قرة عيني وثمرة فؤادي. فقال لي يا أمه إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة جدي رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله. فقلت نعم إن جدك وأخاك تحت الكساء. فدنا الحسين نحو الكساء وقال السلام عليك يا جدا. السلام عليك يا من اختاره الله. أتأذن لي أن أكون معكما تحت الكساء؟ فقال وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا شافي أمتي قد أذنت لك. فدخل معهما تحت الكساء. فأقبل عند ذلك أبو الحسن علي بن أبي طالب قال السلام عليك يا بنت رسول الله. فقلت عليك السلام يا أبا الحسن ويا أمير المؤمنين. فقال يا فاطمة إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة أخي وابن أمي رسول الله. فقلت نعم، ها هو مع ولديك تحت الكساء. فأقبل علي نحو الكساء وقال السلام عليك يا رسول الله، أتأذن لي أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء؟ قال له وعليك السلام يا أخي ويا وسي وخليفتي وصاحب لوائي، قد أذنت لك. فدخل علي تحت الكساء ثم أتيت نحو الكساء وقلت السلام عليك يا أبتا يا رسول الله، أتأذن لي أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء؟ قال وعليك السلام يا بنتي ويا بضعتي، قد أذنت لك. فدخلت تحت الكساء، فلما اكتملنا جميعا تحت الكساء أخذ أبي رسول الله بطرفي الكساء وأومع بيده اليمنى إلى السماء وقال اللهم إن هؤلاء أهل بيتي وخاصتي وحامتي، لحمهم لحمي ودمهم دمي، يعلمني ما يعلمهم ويحزنني ما يحزنهم. أنا حرب لمن حاربهم وسلم لمن سالمهم وعدو لمن عاداهم ومحب لمن أحبهم. إنهم مني وأنا منهم، فاجعل صلواتك وبركاتك ورحمتك وغفرانك ورضوانك علي وعليهم، وأذهب عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. فقال الله عز وجل يا ملائكتي ويا سكان سماواتي، إني ما خلقت سماء مبنيا ولا أرضا مدحيا ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا مضيئا ولا فلكا يدور ولا بحرا يجريه ولا فلكا يسري، إلا في محبة هؤلاء الخمسة الذين هم تحت الكساء. فقال الأمين جبرائيل يا ربي ومن تحت الكساء؟ فقال عز وجل هم أهل بيت النبوة ومعدن الرسالة، هم فاطمة وأبوها وبعلها وبنوها. فقال جبرائيل يا ربي أتأذن لي أن أهبط إلى الأرض لأكون معهم سادسا؟ فقال الله نعم قد أذنت لك. فهبت الأمين جبرائيل وقال السلام عليك يا رسول الله، العلي الأعلى يقرئك السلام ويخصك بالتحية والإكرام ويقول لك وعزتي وجلالي إني ما خلقت سماء مبنيا ولا أرضا مدحيا ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا مضيئا ولا فلكا يدور ولا بحرا يجري ولا فلكا يسري إلا لأجلكم ومحبتكم وقد أذن لي أن أدخل معكم فهل تأذن لي يا رسول الله؟ فقال رسول الله وعليك السلام يا أمين وحي الله إنه نعم قد أذنت لك. فدخل جبرائيل معنا تحت الكسام فقال لأبي إن الله قد أوحى إليكم يقول إنما يريد الله ليذهب عنكم رجس أهل البيت ويطهركم تطهيرا. فقال علي لأبي يا رسول الله أخبرني ما لجلوسنا هذا تحت الكسام من الفضل عند الله. فقال النبي والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واصطفاني بالرسالة نجيا ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض وفيه جمع من شيعتنا ومحبينا إلا ونزلت عليهم الرحمن وحفت بهم الملائكة واستغفرت لهم إلى أن يتفرقوا. فقال علي إذا والله فزنا وفاز شيعتنا ورب الكعبة. فقال النبي ثانيا يا أيها الذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واصطفاني بالرسالة نجيا ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض وفيه جمع من شيعتنا ومحبينا وفيهم مهموم إلا وفرج الله هما ولا مغموم إلا وكشف الله غما ولا طالب حاجة إلا وقضى الله حاجته. فقال علي إذا والله فزنا وصعدنا وكذلك شيعتنا فازوا وسعدوا في الدنيا والآخرة ورب الكعبة.
برای تأجيل ظهور إمام زمان باز بلند صلوات اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. أما غریب ہوں میں 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 اصغر کے خون سے میں نے देखो वुज़ू किया है, इस इम्तिहान में उसने भी सुर्खरू किया है, इसकी लहद बना कर अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं, अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं, अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं, और मैं किस कदर हूँ प्यासा अम्मा बता क्यों कर सूखा गला था इतना चलता नहीं था खंजर कब्ज़े में रख के कौसर अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं, अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं, अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं, और मैं कैसा बाप था जो ऐ दौरे इम्तिहानी रोती रही सकीना मैं दे सका न पानी आए यकीना क्यों करे अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं, अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं, अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं, और बरछी जवां पे सर के सीने से मैंने खींची सारों अकरबा की कासिम की लाश देखी इब्ने अमीर होकर अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं, अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं, अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं, और घोड़ों के दौड़ने से पामाल हो चुका हूँ क्या अभी मैं वही हूँ हैरान हूँ सोचता हूँ नाका बने पैगंबर अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं, अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं, अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं, और आप आ गई है अम्मा याद आ रहा है बचपन वो साथ साथ चलना और अपने घर का आंगन अब खाक का है बिस्तर अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं, अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं, अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं, और दिल गम से झाक भी है, जख्मों में खाक भी है, उड़ती हुई नजर में खैमों की राख भी है। ज़ैनब का है खुला सर, अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं, अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं, अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं, और रेहान फट न जाए अहले अज़ा का सीना, बस रोक ले यहीं पर शबीर कायनात, सब रो रहे हैं सुन कर, अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं, अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं, अम्मा गरीब हूँ मैं। अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु
अल्लाहुम्मा सल्लि अला मुहम्मद व आले मुहम्मद वअज्जिल फरजहम। हाय सादात ने इस दहर में क्या क्या देखा, हाय सादात ने इस दहर में क्या क्या देखा, हाय सादात ने इस दहर में क्या क्या देखा, अपनी आँखों को सदा खून ही रोता देखा, जिस घराने ने सदा लोगों को खुशियाँ बांटी, जिस घराने ने सदा लोगों को खुशियाँ बांटी, उनको खुशियाँ ना मिली, गम ही ज़्यादा देखा। वो मोहम्मद के जो रहमत है ज़माने के लिए, वो मोहम्मद के जो रहमत है ज़माने के लिए, उनकी नालैन को भी खून में डूबा देखा। सब्ज़ गुंबद के करीब मरकद ज़हरा है मगई, सबसे गुंबद के करीब मरकद ज़हरा है मगर, बाप ने बेटी की बत पे साया न देखा, हाय सादात ने से दहर में क्या क्या देखा। वो तकी हो के नकी मूसाए काज़िम या रज़ा, वो तकी हो के नकी मूसाए काज़िम या रज़ा, सख्तियाँ कैद की ज़हर का प्याला देखा। जिसके बाजू थे रिदा ज़ैनब कुबरा के लिए, जिसके बाजू थे रिदा ज़ैनब कुबरा के लिए, कैसे बीबी ने उसी बाजू बुरीदा देखा। गिर गई खाक पे गश खा के अली की बेटी, गिर गई खाक पे गश खा के अली की बेटी। पूछा सुगरा ने के पर देश में क्या क्या देखा। वो तकी हो के नकी मूसाए काज़िम या रज़ा, वो तकी हो के नकी मूसाए काज़िम या रज़ा, सख्तियाँ कैद की ज़हर का प्याला देखा। हाय सादात ने से दहर में क्या क्या देखा। खुशनूद इमाम महदी अलैहिस्सलाम की आवाज़ बुलंद सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि मुहम्मद व आले मुहम्मद व अज्जल फरजहू।
Salam Mu'minin, welcome. Let us recite Surah Fatiha for Marhuma Sugra by Ismail Lalji Rahmani, whose birth it is today. Marhuma Rukia by Pyar Ali Nanji, who was buried today. Marhuma Razia by Karmari, who was buried today as well. Marhumins of Haji Sulaiman, Haji Ali Muraj, and Marhum Abdul Hussain Sulaiman, Haji Ali Muraj. And all of the Marhumins, Surah Al-Fatiha. Mu'minin, next program is on Friday, 19th of February. This is this Friday, 19th of February, the Maulud Eve of Imam Musa Kazim alayhi salam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad. English lecture, 8 p.m. start. The lecturer will be Murtaza Mehdi, who is the son of Maulana Mukhtar Abbas. He's a very nice son. He has several nice sons. And Qasida will be by Brother Arif, if he's on time, Brother Irtaza, and of course the wonderful Abbas Jagani. May Allah bless him immeasurably. So let us now welcome the great son of Maulana Mukhtar Abbas, Maulana in his own right, Maulana Shabar Mahdi, for this English lecture. Nare Salawat.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين بارئ الخلائق أجمعين باعث الأنبياء والمرسلين والصلاة والسلام على خير الأنام سيدنا ونبينا أبي القاسم محمد اللهم صل على بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين بارئ الخلائق أجمعين باعث الأنبياء والمرسلين والصلاة والسلام على خير الأنام سيدنا ونبينا أبي القاسم محمد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المذلومين المنتخبين المنتجبين الذين كلامهم نور وأمرهم رشد ووصيتهم التقوى وفعلهم الخير وعادتهم الإحسان وسجيتهم الكرم لا سيما على مهدي هذه الأمة وطاووس أهل الجنة الحجة ابن الحسن الأسكري أرواحنا فداء صلى الله عليك يا مولاي يا ابن رسول الله صلى الله عليك يا مولاي يا علي بن محمد أيها الحادي يا ابن رسول الله أيها الإمام المسموم المذلوم يا ليتنا كنا معكم سيدي فنفوز فوزا عظيما. قال الله تعالى في كتابه الكريم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون صدق الله العلي العظيم. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. Imam al-Hadi salawatullahi wasalamuhu alayhi, who becomes an Imam at the age of 8 or 9 years of age, spends 20 years of his life in Samarra. Having been forced to leave Medina by the Abbasid Caliph, who feared that if the Imam salamullah alayhi stays in Medinatul Munawwara, the city of his grandfather, and the city of Ahlul Bayt alayhi wassalatu wassalam, not only would he continue to get many more followers, but he would have a much larger influence on the Muslim population. And so he was forced to come to Samarra and spends a lot of his time whilst in Samarra under house arrest. And as we understand and as history tells us, the Imam goes through a number of trials and tribulations and difficulties during that time, mostly due to the different Abbasid Khulafa that are ruling during that period of time. For there are a number of them, Mutawakkil, who tries on a number of occasions to either assassinate the Imam or humiliate him in front of others or undermine him and try to lower his status in the eyes of the people. And as the Imam goes through these trials and tribulations with these Zalimeen and oppressed rulers, we find one thing. When a person looks at the way within which he deals with them and the patience that he has, we can say that the Imam salamullah alayhi would treat those who are classified as his enemies better than we even treat our own friends. That the Imam dissociates from them. He doesn't show that he's happy, however, with their actions. But on a number of occasions, we see the akhlaq and the patience and the tawakkul of the Imam. And we see the proximity that the Imam salamullahi alayhi had with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And of those incidences in history, where the Imam has to deal with mutawakkil and the trials and tribulations that are caused and the difficulties that are caused due to mutawakkil, of those is the narration mentioned by Shaykh al-Mufid and others in their works in regards to a very interesting incident that takes place. I wish for us in the night of the martyrdom of the Holy Imam Salamullah alayhi to look at this incident, to analyze it, and to see how all of those qualities that I've just mentioned, his tawakkul, his ibadah, his worship, his closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, his dealing with those people who are meant to be his enemies. I wish for us to look at this narration which shows all of these and shows us how close the Holy Imam Salamullah alayhi was to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And how he has patience with all of these difficulties and all of these tyrant rulers that he has to face. We're told that mutawakkil falls unwell. The riwayah mentions that mutawakkil, when he falls unwell, he becomes so unwell and is so severe that he's nearly about to pass away. Mushrifun ala al-maut. And what the illness that he had is that we're told that he had boils that were covering his complete body. And not only were these very painful, but there was some sort of poisonous substance that was going through his body. Very soon he will die. Now, mutawakkil being a person of power, mutawakkil being a person of wealth, mutawakkil being a person of authority, is able to hire the best of doctors and try to get the best of treatment for this ailment that he has. And so he tries everything. He tries to get the best of doctors to give him the best of treatment, but nothing works. Until when he is so close to leaving this world and dying, we're told that no one wishes to even touch him. Why? Because if I come and I say I wish to treat mutawakkil, I have a treatment for his wounds and the boils that are on his body. And if I try to do so, and I try to treat him, and he goes through all of this pain, yet still there is no benefit to that, then 100% he's going to kill me. I came saying that I could treat him and treat his problems. I'm unable to do so. He had to go through pain for no reason. He's going to kill me. And so no doctor, no friend, no one wants to try and help him at that moment in time. For if we try to help and it doesn't have any benefit, he's not going to be happy with us. Now at that moment in time, when his situation is becoming very bad, his mother, seeing him in this state, even though the son is mutawakkil, who is a dhalim, who is a kafir, who is a disbeliever, even despite all of these things, she does another. She takes another, she makes an oath with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and she says, Ya Allah, if my son is treated and saved from death in this incident, he's treated from this illness, I'll give a certain number of dinar, thousands of dinar, to Imam al-Hadi alayhi salatu wasalam. To Ali ibn Muhammad al-Hadi, I'll give him a certain amount of money. For even the mother of Mutawakkil knows that Imam al-Hadi salawatullahi wasalamu alayhi is a close servant of Allah. And if I wish to make Allah happy, I make the Imam happy. Now we saw, last time when I discussed, and we had the majlis of Lady Baneen, salamullahi alayha, I discussed this concept of nadar and how we find many examples in the lives of Ahlul Bayt and Anbiya and otherwise of those people who took nadar, made an oath with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in order to ensure that their du'as would be answered. For this was one of the effective ways that I'm told I can get my du'a to be answered. I make another. If so and so takes place, I'll give this amount of money to charity. Or if this work of mine is fulfilled, if the results are, the outcome is a good outcome, the results are good, I will send a person to do ziyarah of Sayyid al-Shuhada, salamullahi alayhi mathalan. So this was one of the ways that often people would use. They'll make another. She makes this another that if my child is healed, I'll give a certain amount of money, certain thousand dinar, 4,000, to Ali ibn Muhammad al-Naqi al-Hadi alayhi salatu wassalam. At that same time, someone comes and says to the advisors of Mutawakkil, why don't you ask Ali ibn Muhammad al-Hadi? Why don't you ask the Imam? Maybe he knows how to treat it. So first they think, look, Mutawakkil is someone who often tries to undermine him, humiliate him, hurt him. Why would then the Imam tell us how to save him? He said, no, you haven't understood the mercy of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wassalam. For yes, this person, Mutawakkil, is an oppressor and a tyrant. But if someone comes to their door asking for knowledge, asking for advice, asking for help, their generosity is such, they'll help. Allah will deal with that person in the akhirah, but they'll help him if he wants something like that. So a message is sent to the Holy Imam Salamullah alayhi. Are you aware of a way to treat this person's illness? Look at the morals of the Holy Imam Salamullah alayhi. He says, yes, I know how to cure it. If you take a certain part of the sheep and you mix it with rose water, the narration says, the Imam says, place it on these boils. If you place it on these boils, after a while, they'll open up. Something will come out of them. The person will be cured. Now here then we understand two things. Number one, the generosity of the knowledge of Ahlul Bayt alayhi wa salatu wassalam. For when we say Ahlul Bayt salamullahi alayhim are generous, not just with the money that they have, with the property that they have, also with the knowledge that they would give. For you've heard many times that when Imam as-Sadiq salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhi is teaching in Masjid al-Nabawi, there are those that don't believe in God. There are those that are polytheists. Yet still they take from the knowledge of the Holy Imam Salamullah alayhi. The generosity of Ahlul Bayt alayhim wa salatu wasalam is also found within the knowledge that they impart. Secondly, often people had this understanding that, look, infallibles are infallibles only in regards to issues of the akhirah and deen. Issues to do with religion and sharia and wahi and revelation. And often people had this misconception that the knowledge that Ahlul Bayt alayhi wassalatu wassalam were given wasn't necessarily perfect in regards to the issues of this world. They had perfect knowledge in regards to sharia, ahkam, Quran, religion, but not necessarily in other things. This is one of the examples where we find the opposite. Ahlul Bayt alayhi wassalatu wassalam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allowed that when they wish to know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala places the knowledge of that thing in their heart. And so you will find examples where they guided people on these types of issues as well. When they came to the Holy Imam Salamullah alayhi asking, what should we give mutawakkil? The Imam tells them, take this. The mother has done the nadar. They are told that this is the way to cure it. Now again, they're wondering, should we tell mutawakkil that we've possibly found a cure? What if it doesn't work? What if we try it, it doesn't work? If we try it and it doesn't work, we said before, he's going to kill one of us because he's gone through pain. We have to touch his boils. And there's no treatment. So someone says, look, he's in his last few moments. There's no harm. Ali and Ibn Muhammad al-Hadi is a man of wisdom. Even those that didn't accept his imamah, they realized this. He's a man of wisdom and hikmah. We might as well try. So they take that sheep, they take the part of the sheep, they mix it with the rose water, they place it on his boils, and right enough in no time, the boils open up, something is removed, and mutawakkil is killed. The narration then says he goes back to as he was. Without any ailment, without any illness. He doesn't know what also had happened. He doesn't know that his mother had made another. And so when the mother of Mutawakkil has seen that Mutawakkil now is cured, she takes an envelope. She places within it those thousands of dinar, 4,000 dinar. She closes it and she seals it with her own seal. Makhtuma. She places a khatm onto the envelope with her name. And she sends someone to give it to the Holy Imam Salamullahi alayhi. The Imam takes it and he places it in his house. Previous to this, Mutawakkil had tried to give the Imam money. You know, often these people, we have the same kind of riwayat with Muawiyah trying to do this with Imam Hassan Salamullah alayhi, that they give money trying to show people that look how generous I am to the progeny of Ahlul Bayt alayhim wassalatu wassalam. Ahlul Bayt alayhim wassalatu wassalam would take that money and give it to those, the poor and the needy as sadaqah. Same thing, Mutawakkil had tried to give 1,000 dinar to the Imam previously. The Imam takes it and gives it out straight away to the poor. Doesn't even look at how much it is. In any case, the Imam takes this envelope, the riwayah says, and he places it somewhere in the house. A while passes by. Now we're not sure how long passes by, the riwayah doesn't tell us, but amount of time passes by when someone then comes to Mutawakkil. Now these tyrant rulers, sometimes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives them these severe illnesses, gives them this type of shock, so that their eyes are open and they realize that they are powerless, they are weak in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so that they realize that there is a Rabbul Alameen. But you'll find in the lives of all of these tyrants, all of these zalimeen, no matter what signs they are given, no matter how many problems they go through, their ego still overcomes them and they take themselves to be the most powerful. And that dhulm stays in their character. Mutawakkil just now is nearly on his deathbed. A few weeks later, now that he's back to normal, he's doing the same things that he used to do. Normally you find that a person, he used to commit sin, or he used to perform actions which he shouldn't have done. Then he has some sort of illness, he has some sort of life-changing event, and what happens? Now his eyes are open, now the person is praying on time, now he's fasting, now he's staying away from sin. Often this happens in a person's life. Something changes their character for the better. But the likes of Mutawakkil, no matter what they go through and what difficulty they go through, their mind is only in the dunya and the power and wealth that they can gain in this dunya. So someone comes to Mutawakkil and says, have you heard about this Ali al-Hadi alayhi salatu wassalam? He says, no, what's going on? He says, I've heard that he's storing in his house weapons. And he has in his house a lot of money. Why? What's the reason for someone having a lot of weapons and houses in his money at that time? Because they wish to overthrow your government. He has weapons, he has money, he wishes to overthrow your government. Make sure this doesn't happen. Someone whispers this in the ear of Mutawakkil. Mutawakkil, without any shame, he tells one of the people that work for him, go to the house of Ali al-Hadi alayhi salatu wassalam at night time. In the middle of the night when he least is expecting. Go to his house and raid his house and check whatever is there. And make sure you look for weapons and money and bring what you find back to me. The person says, I went in the middle of the night, I chose one day, and I went in the middle of the night time. He says, I had a ladder with me. The way the houses used to work, they would have like a courtyard in the middle. So technically a person can jump over and enter into the house or the courtyard. This person says, I had my ladder with me. Now it's not like today we have electricity, we have street lamps, we have other electricity and lights. Complete darkness. So he has maybe a candle, he has something with him, but he can see very little. He takes his ladder. As I said, this narration shows us a number of facets and qualities that the Imam alayhi salatu wasalam had. He says, I took my ladder, I placed it onto the house. Very slowly I tried to, because I want to surprise them, I want to see what is there. I've been told to raid everything and surprise the Imam. I place the ladder onto the walls, I go up, when suddenly everything becomes dark. At this moment in time, I don't know where I'm going. Very easily I could fall over, very easily I could slip and injure myself. I don't know where I'm going. As he's going up the ladder, suddenly he hears a voice. And the Imam, alayhi salatu wasalam, the riwayah says, the Imam calls out his name and says, wait, until you're given a sham'a, until for you there is a candle. The person says, I waited. And the Imam himself, look, the Imam knows this person is trying to enter into my house unlawfully. At-tasarruf fi mal al-ghayr. He wants to raid, he wants to disturb my family and children. Yet so that he doesn't fall and injure himself, the Imam says, wait there. The Imam brings a candle. He brings it towards him, the person can see. The Imam then tells him, come down this way and come slowly. So the Imam guides him and tells him how to take his steps until the person says, I entered into the courtyard and I saw the Imam in a state. How would you find an Imam in the middle of the night time? How would you find a member of Ahlul Bayt alayhim as-salam in the middle of the night time? Of course, everyone would reply, awake in ibadah and worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He says, I saw Imam al-Hadi salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhi. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. In a state that I saw there is an aba on his shoulders. A rough, thick aba is on his shoulders. He's wearing a hat at the same time. And there is a musalla, a prayer mat that has been put forth. And of course he was praying his salah. The Imam then tells him and says, these are the rooms, you can look at what you want, you can search wherever you want. Now others say, even though this isn't specifically in the riwayah, that most likely the Imam had told his family and children to go to one side so that this person can enter then into the house. But it's very clear that the Imam was aware that this person was about to come and this was about to happen. This individual says, I entered into the house, I searched everything. What did I find? The only money I found was this one envelope, and I saw that it has the seal of who? Of the mother of Mutawakkil. So I take this with me. I come out back into the courtyard. The Imam says, and you're looking for weapons, look under my musalla, my prayer mat, and you'll find this one sword. At that time, everyone keeps one sword with them, something like that. You'll find this one sword. He says, I looked under the prayer mat and I saw this one sword. And I collected these two things that I had and I left. When I left, I go to Mutawakkil. Mutawakkil sees these two things. He realizes what he was told was a lie, that the Imam is collecting weapons, he has a lot of money, he's trying to overthrow my government. This was a lie. What he does find is this envelope with the seal of his mother. Look at these people. Look at how they have lost all of their dignity, respect, shame. This is the person who cured you a few weeks ago. And now you're raiding his house and disturbing his family at the night time and giving him such difficulty. And you don't even think twice. Because I saw this envelope with the seal of my mother. I went straight to my mother. I asked her, what's this money that he has of yours? Number one, they saw that the envelope was unopened. And some other reports say that when the Imam was given that money, again, as we'll see, he gives it all away in charity. But it's unopened. He doesn't use their money. It reminds me of when Bahlul, Harun comes and sends food for Bahlul. And he's sitting somewhere and there are dogs that are also, wild dogs that are present there. And they say, this is the food that has been sent from Harun. He says, I don't want this food, give it to the dogs. Harun has sent food for me, I don't want to give it to the dogs. So the people said very loudly, they shouted, they said, you wish for us to give the food of Harun to the dogs? So Bahlul says at that moment in time, quieten down. Don't shout, don't raise your voice. For if the dogs hear that this is the food of Harun, not even they will touch it. You wish to feed me with this food which is from the money of a dhalim, I'm not going to touch it. It's going to have an effect on my soul, this food that has come from a dhalim. Give it to the dogs. And don't tell them it's from Harun. Of course, he's not being serious, but the concept is that this food, which is from an oppressor and dhalim, I don't want to have anything to do with it. Don't be so loud. If the dogs hear that as well, not even they will touch this food, knowing that it's from Harun. The Imam is given this money, he doesn't use it. He gives it out in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When they see the envelope untouched, with that seal, he asks his mother, Mutawakkil asks his mother. The mother of Mutawakkil comes and tells him the story and says, you were cured initially by who? By the fact that I did this nadar and he was the one that cured you. He gave you this advice, he told you this. He gave you the treatment and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you shifa. When he realizes, of course he's very embarrassed. He's so embarrassed that 4,000 dinar that was in that envelope, he adds an extra 4,000. And I said the Imam doesn't need to use that for himself. He gives it out to in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He adds an extra 4,000. There are 2 envelopes now. And he takes the sword. He tells that same person, go back and apologize. That this is what we did to him. That person comes back. His face is covered in shame. He comes to the holy Imam salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi. He says, Sayyidi ibn Rasulullah, I would never have entered into your house at night time like I did and disturbed you and your family, except that it was the order of Mutawakkil. The Imam then recites that ayah that I mentioned at the beginning of this lecture. He says, وَسَيَعْلَمُ الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا. Those that have done dhulm and have oppressed in this world will realize what happens. Will realize how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala deals with them. For their end in this world will be one of dishonor and humiliation. And in the akhirah, of course, they have nothing but dishonor and humiliation. He comes back and he gives those things to him. Mutawakkil then realizes, What is the most strangest thing is, even after all of this, yet still he doesn't shy away from humiliating the Imam on another occasion. Whether it be his horse and tell the Imam, you walk, for I will sit on the horse as we go and you walk behind me, to humiliate him. Whether it's when he calls the Imam and Mutawakkil is so drunk at that time and he tries to force the Imam to drink alcohol and the Imam says we don't do any of these things. Or whether it be the other occasions. Until then, eventually Mutawakkil dies. When Mutawakkil dies, according to many reports, Mu'taz, who is the son of Mutawakkil, is the one that ends up then poisoning the Imam. But look at the character of Abu al-Hasan al-Hadi alayhi salatu wasalam, the grandson of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi. This is how he deals with those people. This is the patience that he has. When they would come and see him at the night time, he's doing nothing but ibadah and worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When Mutawakkil would call him towards to his palace to threaten him, they'd say we'd see him doing nothing but dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But I say this, Ya ibn Rasulullah, when they raided your house at night time, at least your women were safe. At least your women were safe and not harmed. And you were there to protect them. But imagine when they raided the tents of Zaynab and Kulthum in the night of Sham Ghariba. For Sayyid al-Sajideen, Zayn al-Abidin is there unconscious. Hussein and Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas have already left this world, so that they can't protect Zaynab and Kulthum and the other women. At least, Ya ibn Rasulullah, your women were safe. A time then comes when the Imam is given poison. We don't have that many details about what takes place, but we do know that his son Imam Askari alayhi salatu wasalam is there with his father. أعظم الله لك الأجر يا صاحب الزمان باستشهاد جدك أبي الحسن الحادي. Condolences to Sahib al-Zaman for the martyrdom of his grandfather, Ali al-Hadi. The time would come then when the Abbas Khalif would give the Imam poison. And as the poison seeps through his body, and as he would be about to leave this world, Imam al-Asghari said, I opened up the clothing and the buttons that were around his chest to give him some breathing space to allow him to relax during his last moments, until the time would come that then Imam al-Hadi leaves this world. They would say Imam al-Asghari would leave the house without anything covering his head, with his feet without any covering, barefoot he would leave the house, and all of the people would stand up as they see the Imam, and as they hear that Imam al-Hadi has left this world, they would give permission for him to give ghusl and kafan to his father, and Imam Hasan al-Askari would give the ghusl, would give the kafan. But I say, Ibn Rasulullah, when you were burying your father, at least your hands were not covered in chains, at least you were not a prisoner. But come and see the way in which Zaynul Abidin sees the body of his father, and how he would bury his father when he is covered in the chains of Ibn Ziyad and Yazid and Umar bin Sa'd. Imam Hasan al-Askari says, I gave ghusl and kafan to my father, and we're told that there are certain people that when they were to be buried, their coffin and their bodies wouldn't leave the house, rather they would be buried where they had died and where they have passed away. The first is Imam al-Hadi, for he was buried in his house, and his coffin doesn't leave the place where he had died. And the second to be buried where they had died was the young daughter of Imam al-Hussein, for when she dies in the darkness of Sham and the dungeons of Sham, her body doesn't leave the dungeons, rather she is buried in that darkness. She is buried away from her father. على لعنة الله على القوم الظالمين وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون.
ये तेरी दुनिया, ये दुनियादारी, इंसानियत है बेचैन सारी, अनजाने खदशे ये बेकरारी, सब कुछ है फिर भी सबसे बेजारी, लेकिन ये मानो कोई खुदा है, उसका वसीला कुछ कह रहा है। जब भी कोई गम का एहसास पाओ, जब भी कोई गम का एहसास पाओ, आओ अलम के साए में आओ, आओ अलम के साए में आओ। दुनिया ये तेरी क्या तुझको देगी, किसको दिया है जो तुझको देगी। दुनिया ये तेरी क्या तुझको देगी, किसको दिया है जो तुझको देगी। अपनी मुरादें गाजी से पाओ, अपनी मुरादें गाजी से पाओ, आओ अलम के साए में आओ, आओ अलम के साए में आओ। तेरे सहारे टूट गए क्या अपने पराए, रूठ गए क्या रूठे हुओं को अपने मनाओ, रूठे हुओं को अपने मनाओ। आओ अलम के साए में आओ, आओ अलम के साए में आओ। जब गम रुलाए, जब दिल हो बोझल, तेरी वफा का ना दे कोई पल। क्या गम है गम को अब भूल जाओ, क्या गम है गम को अब भूल जाओ। आओ अलम के साए में आओ, आओ अलम के साए में आओ। साए मेरे रे अभी है रहती मेरी सकीना प्यारी भतीजी। साए में मेरे अभी है रहती मेरी सकीना प्यारी भतीजी। जब आओ बच्चों को साथ लाओ, जब आओ बच्चों को साथ लाओ। आओ अलम के साए में आओ, आओ अलम के साए में आओ। खुश होगी तुमसे मेरी सकीना, गर्मी का जब भी आए महीना। पानी परिंदों को भी पिलाओ, पानी परिंदों को भी पिलाओ। आओ आलम के साए में आओ, आओ आलम के साए में आओ। है मेरे आका के पुरसादारो, है नौहा खानो मातम गुजारो। है मेरे आका के पुरसादारो, है नौहा खानो मातम गुजारो। जाओ जहां भी मजलिस कराओ, जाओ जहां भी मजलिस कराओ। आओ आलम के साए में आओ, आओ आलम के साए में आओ। 8 मुहर्रम परचम सजा कर, बच्चों को अपने सका बना कर। 8 मुहर्रम परचम सजा कर, बच्चों को अपने सका बना कर। नामे सकीना पानी पिलाओ, नामे सकीना पानी पिलाओ। आओ आलम के साए में आओ, आओ आलम के साए में आओ। बेटा हूँ मैं भी मुश्किल कुशा का, प्यारा हूँ मैं भी हाजत रवा का। बेटा हूँ मैं भी मुश्किल कुशा का, प्यारा हूँ मैं भी हाजत रवा का। ठोकर लगे जब तुम पास आओ, ठोकर लगे जब छोटे खाओ। आओ आलम के साए में आओ, आओ आलम के साए में आओ। रेहानो सरवर वो दिन भी आए, गाजी ये कह कर हमको भुलाए। रेहानो सरवर वो दिन भी आए, गाजी ये कह कर हमको भुलाए। हम हैं तुम्हारे तुम हम ना खाओ, हम हैं तुम्हारे तुम हम ना खाओ। आओ आलम के साए में आओ, आओ आलम के साए में आओ। जब भी कोई गम का एहसास पाओ, जब भी कोई गम का एहसास पाओ। आओ आलम के साए में आओ, आओ आलम के साए में आओ। बरबी खुदा खत्म अंबिया मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मुहम्मद व आले मुहम्मद व अज्जिल फरजहुम।
Mu'mineen, please join me in reciting Amma Yujibul for those that are sick. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. أما يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء 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 أما يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء. We ask with the wasila of Imam Zain al-Abidin, Imam al-Karbala, to give shifa to those marhumeen, to those mu'mineen that are sick. Our condolences to the Imam of our time on the Shahdat of Imam Ali Naqi alayhi salam. To enjoy Zahdat, Imam Ali Naqi alayhi salam. مخصوص قربة إلى الله. Oh Allah, please send your blessings upon Ali, the son of Muhammad, the successor of successors, the leader of the pious, the descendant of leaders of the religion and the argument against all of the creatures. O Allah, as you have made him the source of light from which the believers derive light, and so he conveyed the good tidings of your abundant reward, warned against your painful punishment, notified against your powers, reminder of your signs, rendered legal that which you have demanded legal, rendered illegal that which you have deemed illegal, explained your laws and the duties toward you, encouraged on your servitude to you, enjoined obedience to you, and forbade disobedience to you. So please bless him with the most favorite blessings that you have ever bestowed upon any of your intimate servants and descendants of your prophets, O God of the worlds. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله، السلام عليك يا ابن رسول الله، السلام عليك يا ابن أمير المؤمنين، السلام عليك يا ابن فاطمة الزهراء سيدة النساء العالمين، السلام عليك يا أبا الفضل العباس، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا غريب الغرباء، السلام عليك يا علي بن موسى الرضا، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا صاحب العصر والزمان، السلام عليك يا إمام الإنس والجان، السلام عليك يا شريك القرآن، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم كن لوليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.